Now, this is a very encouraging example of medieval tolerance and even symbiosis, and I think when we contemplate the frankly quite dismal misunderstandings that exist between Jews and Muslims today, it's very important that we be aware of it and bear it in mind. Since 1948, this symbiosis and this even empathy has suffered immeasurably because of the creation of the State of Israel. From 1948, there has been a forced expulsion of the mainly Muslim Palestinian population from their homes and a continued Israeli population policy of constructing Jewish settlements on occupied Arab land. And this, understandably, makes it very difficult for modern Muslims to look with the old equanimity on the Jewish people. Zionism has, in practice, tended to be resolutely hostile to the non-Jewish populations it conquers. For instance, a booklet published by the Central Region Command of the Israeli Army explains, quote, "Under no circumstances should an Arab be trusted, even if he makes an impression of being civilized. In war, when our forces storm the enemy, they are allowed and even enjoined by the halakha, Jewish law, to kill even good civilians." That's not the view of some extremist, that's there in a document published by a unit of the Israeli army. And the current Oslo Agreement, which has actually accelerated Israeli settlement building and precipitated a rapid upturn in the death rate on both sides, has already made matters even worse. So the situation in dialogue between Muslims and Jews is a very fraught one. In fact, there are very few contexts, at least in Britain, where there is serious dialogue taking place. Anyway, so much for the historical background. The message is quite simple. Despite superficial complexities, recent hostility among Muslims is the result of political circumstances, not the result of any fundamental clash in doctrine. Jews and Muslims, in their understanding of God and in their methods for achieving salvation, actually more or less speak the same language. And historically, the coexistence of Muslims and Jews is one of the most encouraging examples of religious toleration.